Good morning. We're all in our places with bright shining faces. The Warrior Adventure Quest is an Army program. It's a resiliency program, and it combines high adventure outdoor recreation activities with a communication technique we call the leader-led after-action debrief. So because I work for the military, I talk in what we call acronyms. So when I say WAQ, that's W-A-Q for Warrior Adventure Quest. LLAD is leader-led after-action debrief. In case I digress into that kind of speaking, you all know what I mean now. The Warrior Adventure Quest began as a challenge to a group of recreation professionals, military recreation professionals, who were gathered together, and they received a presentation from the Office of the Secretary of Defense, who brought about the fact that there were a great number of accidents and deaths involving soldiers who had recently redeployed and returned from combat environments. And it seemed a real shame that these guys and gals would actually survive a combat experience and then come home and get killed on the highway. The premise of this was that these soldiers were attempting to attain the levels of adrenaline that they had gotten used to in the combat environment. And they were having a hard time dialing it back. Among the groups that were there were some outdoor recreation professionals. I have oversight right now of the Army Outdoor Recreation Program. And we saw this as a no-brainer. It was like, well, if it's adrenaline they want, let's give it to them. But do it in a safe environment, something that they're going to survive. So that's where the program began in concept. That was back in 2005. In 2008, we actually started to develop the program, but we wanted to make sure that by providing high adventure activities, we weren't feeding the beast, so to speak. So what we did is we had all of our Army we had recreation professionals, but more so we had medical, behavioral health, social service folks all come in and hear about the program, and they all agreed that this was a great idea, but participation in an outdoor activity wasn't enough. There had to be a method of communication to draw the links between what activity they had taken, they participated in, and what that means to their challenges with reintegration. So that's where we developed the LLAD, the Leader-Led After-Action Debrief. The program is basically 5 phases. The activities that take place are things like rock climbing, snowboarding, skiing, whitewater rafting, mountain biking, paintball, zip lines, high ropes courses, things along that line. The phase 1 of the program is to teach staff sergeants and above of the unit that's going to participate in the program how to facilitate an LLAD. And by the way, the programs are run at the platoon level, so that's anywhere from 25 to 35 soldiers. The phase 2 is to provide these leaders who have just been trained the opportunity to practice the skills that they had just learned. Phase 3, we go into actually briefing the soldiers that are going to participate in the program about what it is they're into. Why are they doing this? So we get into things like talking about the combat stress controls, resiliency, comprehensive soldier fitness. Those of you that are in the military, and particularly the Army, have probably heard these things. So when we get into all that, we start talking about getting ready for the activity. They participate then in the activity in phase 4, and then phase 5, they conduct the LLAD. We have some statistical analysis that go along with it. We measure the progress of the program by doing a pre- and post-event survey. We also use statistics against Army accident rates and behavioral rates. And we found that we have some, potentially good associations. We can't claim that we are the causal effect of improvements, but we do, in fact, see that we have relationships with positive outcomes. So at that, I'd just like to invite any of you to ask any questions later about the program, and I thank you very much for your time.